Hello, I'm Eugene, and this is my film show. I'm in a good mood today, Kev.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wanna know why?
Sure.
Well, there's a certain young filly in my life at the moment, and we've been seeing quite a lot of each other. We've done it.
Fantastic.
Isn't it? I just can't describe how I feel. It just... you know what it's like? It's like eating a delicious piece of cheesecake. You know? It's like that. It's like a delicious piece of cheesecake. That's what I feel.
Copy, cheesecake. Are you doing a show or what?
Well, I'm in the mood for a love story. A love story with dazzling visuals and a Tom Waits musical score. And I know just the picture, and that is Francis Ford Coppola's much-maligned 1982 film, One from the Heart. It was crapped on when it was released and is still regarded by some to be a huge stain on Coppola's filmography. Does it deserve all the hate? I don't think so. Let's have a little look-see. One from the Heart. The 1970s were pretty good for Francis Ford Coppola. He won an Academy Award for co-writing Patton, which would also win Best Picture. He directed The Godfather in 1972, picking up another Best Picture win. In 1974, Coppola competed against himself for Best Picture with his films The Conversation and The Godfather Part 2, the latter of which would ultimately take home the prize. This is the only time in Oscar history where a film and its sequel have both won Best Picture. The rest of the decade would be dominated by the nightmarish production of Apocalypse Now, which would find Coppola out in the Philippines dealing with natural disasters, medical emergencies, rebel insurgencies, and an out-of-control budget. Apocalypse Now was finally released in 1979 and would win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. Pretty good little run there, Francis. And then came One from the Heart. After suffering through the unpredictability of shooting out in the jungle on Apocalypse Now, Coppola vowed to have total control over his environments on his next picture, and that meant the construction of giant sets in his Zoetrope Studios sound stages. However, that also meant another out-of-control budget that ballooned from $15 million to around $26, the equivalent of over $70 million in today's currency. What the hell kind of story was he trying to tell here? The location of Las Vegas is established in the opening credits that appear on various casino marquees, and we end up down on the strip with a camera move straight out of Citizen Kane. Frederick Forrest and Terry Garr play Hank and Franny, who are celebrating their 5th anniversary together. They aren't married, just living in sin. They appear very much in love and make a really cute couple, but like a lot of long-term relationships, the little things have begun to accumulate under the surface. Hank is a mechanic and is perfectly content to stay in the little rut they're in. He wants to invest in their house and have kids one day, while Franny wants spontaneity, travel, and excitement.
I thought maybe you'd change a little, and I would change a little. We'd both get together and everything would be all right. But you haven't changed.
The romantic dinner devolves into a fight, past indiscretions are dredged up, and Franny takes off.
You're always talking about paradise, but when you get there, it's still gonna be you and all your shit walking along the beach.
Yeah, not all my shit, because you'll still be here.
They each retreat to their good friends for consolation. Hank to his buddy Mo, played by Harry Dean Stanton, and Fran to her friend Maggie, played by Lainey Kazan. Now here's an example of the level of control Coppola wanted while making this film. Here we have two different apartment sets built together, separated by a painted scrim.
Fanny and I busted up.
This time it's for good, Maggie. I swear it.
By fading the lights in and out in various parts, they're able to blend the two scenes together live on the spot, with the actors performing simultaneously on the different sets. Enter Ray, played by Raul Julia, who approaches Fran at her travel agency window.
Yeah, I see you all the time.
You do?
Yeah, I worked right up the street playing the piano.
Play the piano?
Later that evening, the 4th of July no less, Franny returns home to grab a few things, slip into her party dress, get into another argument with Hank before setting out for a night on the town, eventually meeting up with Ray.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too.
Now this suave fellow seems to be just what Franny's been aching for. He's no stingy stick in the mud like Hank. He's exciting. He sings. He dances. He plays the piano. He's traveled the world. He's a waiter. Hank, meanwhile, is also out on the town, regaling Mo with his frustrations towards Franny. Along the way, he manages to catch the eye of Lila, a circus girl played by Nastasha Kinski, who's performing with her family out on the strip.
You want to meet me 9 o'clock at the Fremont?
You kidding? Really? Hey, I'll meet you anywhere. I'll meet you at Brooklyn Bridge.
The two of them eventually meet up, and Hank takes Lila to the auto yard where he works on the outskirts of the city. There, they are accompanied by the musical stylings of an orchestra of cars.
I call this used Carlotta.
It's worth noting that Kinski actually performed all her character's acrobatic feats herself, from tightrope balancing, globe walking, and juggling, as if you needed more reasons to not take your eyes off of her. Oh.
I got you.
Oh, whoops, sorry about that. I left my phone on there. Let me see here. Huh, it's a message from her. Better take this one. Oh my god.
What's the matter?
It's over. I don't even know what it was.
Huh. So, are we doing this or what?
What the hell's the point? It's just gonna be a big waste of time anyways. Just like everything else in this life, a big fucking waste of time. God, life is retarded.
Okay, well, I'm not hanging around for this.
Alright. Let's get back to this stupid movie. So after spending a night with their dream partners, Hank and Franny come back together and finally decide once and for all if the relationship that they had is worth salvaging. So that's the plot, really. Nothing we haven't seen before, but we certainly haven't seen it executed with this amount of flair and panache. Coppola worked closely with his cinematographer Vittorio Storaro as well as Dean Tavoularis, his production designer, to orchestrate this lavish vision. All kinds of cool in-camera film tricks and stage techniques were employed, such as forced perspective streets, miniature houses and cars, and gigantic backdrops. The stages look stagey, the backdrops look backdrop-y, the lighting is always fading in and out and changing colors. It's not meant to look realistic, it's a fantasy, a neon dream playing out before us. So now you can understand why this film cost so damn much to make. Constructing the Las Vegas Strip or an airport on sound stages isn't cheap. They even built an elevator in Hank and Franny's house so that the camera could glide effortlessly from floor to floor without having to cut. If One from the Heart doesn't match Coppola's previous work in depth and character complexity, it more than delivers in the visual department. It is straight up candy for the eyes. I mean, look at this. Look at this!
Now ain't it peculiar that she's finally cooled your big wheels like all the rest?
Look at that!
So that in general, when in doubt, if you're sitting there and you have to make a choice, should something be beautiful or should it be realistic? Make it beautiful.
You'll also notice that the film was shot in a 4:3 format rather than widescreen. The reason being that this ratio lends itself to shooting people and especially dance numbers where you can show the entire body without having to place the camera too far away. And And I would be remiss in my work if I didn't mention the soundtrack by the inimitable Tom Waits, who wrote all the music and lyrics for the album. He enlisted country music singer Crystal Gale to share in the vocal duties, and the two of them have a very nice back and forth on songs like Picking Up After You, the title track, and The Wages of Love. Waits' music would also give the film its one and only Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song Score.
Academy Award winner Francis Ford Coppola and Zoetrope Studios take a very special look at love. One from the heart.
It's been 5 years since my last dream came true.
Yeah, what was that?
The day I met Hank.
So One from the Heart came out and completely ate shit at the box office, bringing in just over $600,000 from a $26 million budget. Ugh. The critical reaction didn't fare much better. The visuals and technical virtuosity were noted, of course, but many found the characters thin and the story unoriginal.
I thought the actors at all times were overshadowed by Coppola's amazing production, which was great to look at, and I enjoyed the movie on that basis as a technological achievement, but the technology totally dwarfed the people in the film.
If we're going to follow this couple for 2 hours, I felt we should have known them better as the film opens, and I still say that's what's wrong with the picture.
It's neon and glitter.
Let's run away from Las Vegas.
And so the king had been dethroned. After a decade of success, Coppola spent the next decade working to pay off the massive debt of One from the Heart. That's not to say he didn't make quality films during the 80s, like The Cotton Club, The Outsiders, Rumblefish, and Tucker, but he would never again reach the heights he saw in the 70s. Yes, the same man who brought us The Godfather also gave us Jack. Fucking Jack.
Bingo! Give it to George!
How the melody
Oh, smell it, smell it. Now it's got good hang time. Go, George. Oh! Oh, it get me! Oh,
Look how they massacred my boy.
So that's One from the Heart. If it had been made by another filmmaker, would it have been judged as harshly? If it didn't have all the Coppola baggage attached to it, would people have been more receptive to it? Hollywood loves to tear people down when they fly too high, and Coppola's winning streak was just begging to be taken down a peg. Sometimes you just want to eat a delicious piece of cheesecake, and that's what this film is. It's not very nutritious, but ooh, lordy, is it yummy.
Francis Ford Coppola presents a new kind of old-fashioned romance. One from the heart.
I'm Eugene, and this is my bullshit film show.
Cheesecake gone bad?
Fuck you.
And I imagine that years from now, just as with my other films, people will see something in it because it's an original work.
But will it be commercially successful?
Well, I mean, how do I know?